Have you ever felt stuck in a rut? Like you're living the same day over and over again? I think we've all felt that way at one point or another in time. Well, what if, in order to break up the monotony and the routine of your life, you invited a Navy SEAL to come and live with you for a full month under the agreement that you had to do everything he or she asked you to do whenever he or she asked you to do it? Sounds crazy, right? Well, believe it or not, that's exactly what Jesse Itzler did. Jesse was running a 100-mile race in San Diego as part of a 6-person relay team. They would alternate legs and take turns running until they completed the 100 miles as a unit. And so did every other team from across the country, except for one, David Goggins, who was running the entire 100-mile race alone. After this incredible spectacle of watching this, at the time, 260-pound man. That's right, a 260-pound man at the time running a 100-mile race alone. Jesse decided to reach out to this guy to get to know him a little bit better. He set up a meeting, flew out, had a conversation, and no less than 3 days later, David Goggins was moved in with the Itzler family, and Jesse was under full obligation to do everything that David Goggins asked him to do whenever he asked him to do it. And how the following 31 days played out was equal parts cringeworthy as it was inspirational, as it was just hilarious. And the entire 31-day journey is documented in Jesse Itzler's book, Living with a SEAL. What's going on, everybody? Matt Hogan here from MoveMe Quotes, and thanks for tuning in. Today, I want to share with you 3 of my favorite David Goggins quotes from Living with a SEAL that I think can help you spice up your life a little bit, that can help break you free from those ruts, and will definitely help you stay fired up as you keep moving forward towards your personal best version. Before we get into it, take note that all 3 quotes are listed in the description below with timestamps, so you can jump around and watch as you so please. Also, if this is your first time here, definitely hit that subscribe button and hit that bell so you're notified of when our next video comes out. And if you like the video, let us know by hitting that thumbs up. We really appreciate that. So without further ado, let's jump into it. Quote number 1. If you don't challenge yourself, you don't know yourself. The very first thing that Goggins and Jesse did together was a max pull-up test. Goggins had Jesse do as many pull-ups as he could in one set, and Jesse squeezed out like 8 reps before fatiguing. Goggins gave him about like a 30-second rest, and then he had him do a second set. That time, Jesse was able to squeeze out just about 6. Goggins told him to do it one more time, gave him a 30-second rest. He did one more set, and Jesse squeezed out about 3. After that third set, when Jesse was fatigued and could barely do 3, Goggins looked at Jesse and said, "We are not leaving this pull-up bar until you do 100 more pull-ups." The question, of course, is, did he finish it? Damn right he did. He got every single 100 repetition finished 1 rep at a time. This leads to an interesting concept that David Goggins coins, the 40% rule. And what it means is, whenever you find yourself like you want to quit for the first time, like when you're doing any kind of strenuous activity, you're really only 40% to your max. And this is a good example of that. Of course, Jesse only did 3 sets of max reps and he got to about 17. Yet he still was capable of doing 100 more pull-ups even after that point. And so by following this 40% rule, you might start to open up new possibilities for potential to be realized. And by learning how to push yourself and learning how to turn down the throttle of your mind, you can start opening up new avenues and you can start unleashing new growth that's just waiting inside to be opened up. And so going back to the quote, here's the thing. Without that challenge, without that pressure, Jesse would have never done that many pull-ups in a row. He had no idea he was capable of doing that many pull-ups in one session. And like Jesse, until we find ourselves at the end of our limits, we too aren't going to know what we're capable of doing, and we too aren't going to meet our true potential self. This leads us to quote number 2. If you can see yourself doing something, you can do it. If you can't see yourself doing something, usually you can't achieve it. We all have a baseline comfort zone that we operate a majority of the time naturally, right? Because we are humans, and as humans, we have natural lazy tendencies, and we tend to kind of just go with the flow and do what's comfortable. The purpose of the 40% rule is to get you the heck out of that comfort zone so you can start moving more towards areas of growth, and you can start closing in those opportunities for potential gains. On the flip side though, I've written also about following something called the 70% mindset, which encourages you to work out to about 70% of your, fatigue so that you can focus more on the habit of working out regularly. So what gives? Which percentage are you supposed to follow? How hard are you supposed to work out? What we need to do is focus first on establishing a workout habit routine that keeps us at about 70% of our max over a long period of time. Once we can get into the routine of working out and we can feel ourselves doing it without having to think about it, and we can see ourselves doing it for a long period of time, again, if you can see it, you can do it, then every now and again, we have to break free from that, and we have to go into that 40% mindset where we have to push ourselves to our max, and we have to feel ourselves really closing in on our true potentialed self. But if you only try to push yourself to your 100% absolute max, then you're going to end up getting to a point of no return where you start getting incredibly sore, you start getting disoriented, and you start getting disappointed that you aren't able to do it for a long period of time. Because working out one time at 100% isn't nearly as valuable as working out 7 times or even 6 times at 70%. If you're able to do it over a long period of time, you'll get way more benefit than just doing it once every blue moon. And so going back to the quote, if you convince yourself that you're a person who's going to finish a marathon, then that is the first step towards actually crossing that finish line. But if you're a person who only works out on occasion and doesn't really see themselves as much of a runner, then you're not even going to have a start line to square up on. You have to get your mind right first, and you have to see yourself as being able to do something that you actually want to achieve and you can see yourself achieving, and then let the other steps follow from there. Quote number 3, every day, do something that makes you uncomfortable. So remember, with this quote, it's not about killing yourself every day. It's just about getting uncomfortable every day. The degree to which you push yourself is where your focus really should be drawn. For the most part, you should be pushing yourself to get uncomfortable every single day, following that 70% principle, where you're just working out so you can get in the habit of working out, so you can push your body a little bit and you can feel the benefits of exercise. Once you have that going for you, then you can push yourself to the max so that you can seek what true potential you have inside. Why is it important to challenge yourself to that 100% max every now and again? Because first, it keeps you mentally sharp. If you always operate at only 70%, then you're going to get into the habit of only pushing yourself to that kind of 70% max exertion. And the more you do that and the longer you do that, the harder it's going to be to get yourself out of that comfort zone of 70 into that 100 zone. So it's going to become essentially a rut. And so doing it every now and again and adding that spike is, again, what kind of keeps your life exciting and keeps your life in that challenging, optimal state. Another great reason why we want to push ourselves really hard every now and again is because it shocks your system. Sometimes our bodies get used to certain activity levels and patterns, and sometimes when you shake it up by doing a crazy workout like that, it can help push you past periods of plateaus that you might be experiencing. So if you are stuck at a certain level of health and fitness and you can't seem to break past a certain plateau, try shocking your system a little bit and seeing what that does for you. Because in order to get new results, you have to take new actions. And this is a great first step to seeing how that might help you moving forward. And the third reason is that it fills your spirit with an experience worth remembering. We most remember the days that are the most outside of our norm. And I can tell you this, when I finished reading Living with a SEAL by Jesse Itzler. I left the house. I ran 9 miles. No joke. I ran 9 miles. I did 100 push-ups. I did 30 pull-ups. And I will never forget that day. Simply because I was so motivated and inspired to push myself that I just wanted to see what I could do. And I just ran out on, just a second's notice and just went for it. And I'll never forget that day. It's a memory that I have instilled inside of me because it was very outside of my normal everyday grind. So again, if you think of different ways that you can push yourself to 100% max, then you'll find that those are going to be some very memorable moments for you to hold on to as you continue going through life. So with that being said, a few workouts you could try. You could do what Goggins made Jesse do in the very beginning of their meeting together. You can do 3 sets of your max pull-ups and then do 100 more. You could do a great workout as nickels and dimes. So every minute on the minute, you do for however long, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, you do 5 pull-ups and 10 push-ups. And you do that for, like I said, 10 minutes, and that will put you at 50 pull-ups and 100 push-ups. Or you can go 15 minutes if you're feeling up to it, whatever. Another great workout is you can just put your shoes on and just run as far as you possibly can. And once you get to your max, you turn around and you got to run all the way back. So these are some great workout options. Again, there's no right or wrong answer. The idea is to pick something, push yourself, and then get back to your normal everyday. Bottom line for this episode is that when you live a life that's too comfortable, you're going to miss out on all that's daringly remarkable. There is so much more that's waiting for you outside your comfort zone, and if you don't ever push your limits, you're not going to see it, you're not going to fulfill it, you're not going to find it. So thank you for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the insights and the quotes from Living with a SEAL. If you have any questions or comments, let us know in the comment section below. And I'm actually curious also, what has been the most memorable workout that you've ever done in your life? So let us know. I'd love to hear about it. And I look forward to seeing you guys again next time. Thanks again for tuning in. Take care.